Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
This is what it looks like when, in the rare event the United States votes in a populist president, and that president begins the uphill battle of mending the fabric of the U.S. Constitution, torn apart by puppets installed by an embedded foreign globalist system.
Would you ever have Donald Trump on your show?
No.
What if he asked you?
No.
What about Melania? Would you have her on your show?
Melania? What, to talk about what? She can barely speak English.
Of course, the brainwashing, social engineering media minions have their claws so deeply dug into the psychological soil of the nation that the legalized propaganda quietly enacted in 2013 under President Obama will not stop. No matter how diligently the Trump administration refutes the lamestream media's alternative facts.
You know, I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth. And they sort of made it sound like I had a feud with the intelligence community. And I just want to let you know, the reason you're number one stop, it is exactly the opposite. Exactly. And they understand that too.
Think how dumb they think you are. To show the gates when they open at 8:30 and people just start pouring in, because they don't want to show nobody, because people know that would be a lie. So you see them all pouring in. They don't show you hours later when it's the biggest crowd ever.
CNN actually put out this gigapixel photograph of the inauguration. They debunk themselves on that crowd size. You can go to it and see how huge the crowd was.
Or they say, yeah, he took out the Martin Luther King bus, and the whole media runs with it. And it's just ongoing.
We had a tweet go out about Martin Luther King. Think about how racially charged that is. And someone rushes out and says to the entire press corps that the President of the United States has removed the bust from his office. Think about what the signal... Hold on, please.
And apologize.
No, he actually applies to, quote, my colleagues. That's the exact quote. Okay? That quote, that report got tweeted out around. And to report, where was the apology to the President of the United States? Where was the apology to millions of people who read that and thought how racially insensitive that was?
But the first time he confronts the public, it's a falsehood?
Chuck, if we're going to keep referring to our press secretary in those types of terms, I think that we're going to have to rethink our relationship here. But look what happened the day before, talking about falsehoods. We allow the press in, and what happens almost immediately? A falsehood is told about removing the bust of Martin Luther King Jr. from the Oval Office. That's just flat out false.
If it wasn't obvious before, it has to be now. Any rational American can plainly see President Donald J. Trump has hit the ground running into his first 100 days and already has a 57% approval rating according to Rasmussen Polls, compared to the king of the snowflakes and the fascist and racist left's Barack Obama, who after 8 years of unyieldingly wounding the republic had an average approval rating of 47.9%, according to a Gallup poll.
We have to accept that there is prejudice that exists within our own party, and we have to be able to have that conversation. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt. My job is to shut other white people down when they want to say, oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm a Democrat. I'm accepting. My job is to make sure that they get that they have privilege, and until we shut our mouths, and we listen to those people who don't, and we lift our people up so that we all have equity in this country.
As CNS News reports, that puts him behind Richard Nixon, who resigned, and George W. Bush, who saw his approval rating drop as low as 25% near the end of his term. When the history books are written, the only change former President Barack Obama brought was a growth of the awareness to the bulk of the American people that the system and the talking heads protecting that system are far more corrupt and desperate than we initially realized. John Bound for Infowars.com.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalist. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.